President Vladimir Putin's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, who's been saying, as you mentioned, that the Kremlin fears that the imposition of martial law in Ukraine will lead to further instability in eastern Ukraine, where there is, of course, still a conflict ongoing between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists. With regards to those Ukrainian naval crewmen who have been detained by the Russians after the incident in the Sea of Azov, Dmitry Peskov said that their future would be decided by a court of law, so they will remain in detention until such time as they go through a trial, because Russia accuses them of breaking international law by trespassing on Russian territorial waters around the Crimean Peninsula, which of course Ukraine does not recognize as being Russian territory. We also heard Dmitry Peskov saying that he believed there were some political motivations between the imposition of martial law in Ukraine. He said that Petro Poroshenko's decision to bring in martial law smacked of politics, and he said that it was a poorly disguised agenda ahead of an election that will be held in Ukraine later this year. And there was some suggestion that martial law could end up pushing back that election that was due to take place in March next year, but it's only been introduced for 30 days. So Petro Poroshenko says that that won't affect the election.
So what are Moscow's options at this point?
Well, yes, the Russians are very strongly in the belief that they are in the right in this situation, so they are not backing down. I mean, the situation in the Kerch Strait itself has de-escalated since Sunday, when those shots were fired and a Russian boat crashed into a Ukrainian naval ship. So there, the situation has really climbed down since then, after a promise of offer of mediation from the U.S. Secretary of State. The Russian spokesperson for Vladimir Putin said there was nothing to mediate because the situation has already ended. So the Russian side is keeping those naval vessels in detention, as well as those crewmen that that has detained on board those ships. So that's what the Russian side is saying now. They also, Dmitry Peskov, Vladimir Putin's spokesperson, also said that the incident in the Kerch Strait will not be discussed at the upcoming G20 summit this weekend, but the incident is expected to loom over that situation there.